Most of the issues I see in GitHub are already solved. Like someone raises an issue and immediately creates a PR that solves that issue. And the ones that aren't having a solution seems like a senior dev issue because it requires me to learn new testing tools or technologies to be able to understand and solve that issue. Rone wala emoji. So how to fix this problem? So I would say the best solution of this problem is to create our own issues. So now you will have another question that isn't it hard? Like creating, I have just landed on this code base right now. So how am I supposed to create my own issues so that I can work on those? So I would say that it is hard only if you don't know the correct way that I'm going to tell you in this next 6 to 7 minutes. So there are two solutions of this problem so that you can start getting the work in open source and can make meaningful contributions. So in those two methods, the first one is a short-term fix and the second one is a long-term fix. Short-term fix will give you the confidence just right now, probably just after this video, and the long-term fix will make sure that you will never face this problem ever again. It will solve this problem forever. So what is this short-term fix? So I call it cursor scanning. Now, before I tell you that how to do that and what to do, I would like to tell you one simple fact of the software. So, and that is that no software can ever be perfect. Basically, there are always the need of improvement. There are always some bugs. There are always some features to implement. So if we use this fact, if we know that this software, no software can ever be perfect. So if we use this fact and we imply on our current situation where we are not able to get any issues assigned or we are not able to get any work to do, then what we can say, we can think that probably there are issues that I can work on. All I have to do is I just have to find those issues. Okay. Now, before that, I would like to tell you one more thing, and that is, so when you know that, okay, we have to find issues on our own and there are issues that we have to find. So there are two ways. One is manual way, and that is you can read whole code base, you can read whole code, all the features, and then you can map out the whole flow, and then you can come up with the problems that the current code base has. Again, if it's seems too tiring for you, then you can use the second technique, and that is cursor scanning. So in this technique, what we do is we use cursor. So we use cursor in order to find out the things that the current code base is missing, and with the fact that they are there, we are able to do so. So what we do is we go to cursor, we pick any issue, we can pick any feature. So let's say rate limiting, or let's say login workflow. So what we do is we take that feature and we say, hey cursor, please check this issue and do let me know the improvements I can make in this feature, or if there are any bugs in this particular feature. And we can do this with any number of features, and even the sections or files, or sometimes even the whole code base. But one thing I mostly suggest, don't do it with the whole code base because there are too many issues. So focus on the individual features. And one more thing, pro tip, never do this thing in agent mode, because you know what's going to happen. It is going to explode the solution, and there are going to be tons of changes. So just do this thing in ask mode. That's just a tip. So now when you will do this, you will have tons of issues in front of you in form of list. And from those issues, or basically those ideas or the bugs that cursor has suggested, you can pick any of the issues. Again, initially, I would give you another tip, and that is pick only the issues that are very obvious. Instead of picking the features, or let's say cursor suggests you that we could implement this sophisticated method of rate limiting, then instead of picking that, I would suggest you to pick very obvious issues. And again, I'm telling you so that you can start your open source journey. It is not the like way you will do forever. You will do it just now. So that the reason you have to pick the very obvious issues, so that when you raise a PR for it, or when you propose it, you know that you are going to get your first open source work. So that is why pick the most obvious ones instead of choosing the very general ones or like large enhancements. So when you will do this, you will be able to find lots of issues right just after this video if you do so. And what will happen is you will no longer be dependent on either the maintainers or on that issues tab in order to get something to work on. You will be able to find the problems in the current code base. And also it shows the maintainers that you actually care about their code base, and instead of relying on them, you are the one who can dig into the code base and can find the problems that are there. So it's a like big plus for anyone who do so. But there is a limit of this method, and that is you can't probably do it forever. It is good to just get started, but I don't think so you will in the longer run you will do it for lots of months, because it is not very effective, and you will not be able to create the impactful work or the impact through this method. So for that, like for the impactful contributions, there is a second solution, and that is a long-term fix. So what is the long-term solution of this problem? And I would say the long-term solution is be the user. That's what I call it. Pretty straightforward. So again, here you don't have to pay for it. Here you don't have to buy there any sort of premium or pro plans. But before telling you like how to actually implement it or how to actually do it in any code base, I would like to start with a bit of fact, and that is a user and an engineer who build the app live in two separate worlds. So, and user has tons of problems all the time with a product in most cases, but the engineer think that he or she knows everything about the product, and there can't be any problem in that. So this is this is like a dilemma. So when both things, that user and engineer, that we know a lot about the product, so like it is the fact that the point of view of a user is way different than the point of view of the engineer for the same app. So what happens when an engineer start looking at like from the POV of the user is that they are able to see the problems that the actual user is facing on the ground. Instead of like discussing it on the table or whiteboards, the engineer is able to see that, okay, this is the issue that this user is going through a lot. And no matter how many edge cases you consider while building an app or software or a product, but no one knows the user. That's the fact. They might be using your product in like unlimited ways that you hadn't expected. So with that fact, like with this fact, if it is convincing enough for you, what I am implying to do, or what am I trying to convince you, is that if you really want to become a like good engineer, at least worked for me, then try not to be just an engineer. Try to be an user of that product as well, because when you will be the user of that product, you will be able to see the problems that a daily user is facing. And when you be able to look at those problems that actual users are facing, that's where you will get the best possible context for that product. Where are the problems that it is facing? And sometimes the distance between what user actually want and what we are actually building is so huge that like the only result of this distance is always a bad product and a bad experience. Again, I'm not here to explain how to build a product, but I'm here to explain how I like ended up understanding this, and that helped me to become I'd say a good contributor, open source contributor. So now how to do this? So there are very two simple steps of it. First, use the product more and often. So let's say you are contributing to an calendar based company or a meeting based company, let's say cal.com. You can consider it. That's pretty popular. So let's say you are contributing to cal.com. Now, you will always be just pushing the code PRs and code reviews and all of that. And I won't say even 1% of the contributors would try to use that app in their actual lifestyle. So again, most people do, but I'm considering a scenario when the app is not very popular as care.com. So what happens is that they always are just looking at the issues table and that sort of dashboard, and they are relying on that. They are relying on that I will get the something to work on from here. So they always miss the big picture that the user is seeing or the founder is seeing. So let's say you are contributing in any of such product, then what you will do is you will use it more and often in your daily life. Instead of using some other app, you can start using this one. And if you are not using any other app, then you can start including it in your daily life. You can start sending link to people that, hey, if you want to book a call, please use it. So what will happen is, in that case, you will be using the product from your end as well, and you will understand the flow, that how does that work, how a meeting is booked, how the different time zones are tackled. That will be the first thing. The second thing will be observe. So and that is pretty simple but extremely hard to do. Many people don't get it whenever I explain it. So you have to observe. You have to like not be very distracted with anything else, and see that whether like as a user you actually like this feature or not. So again, I will tell you a very great example of this of my own. So to make it very clear, what happened was I was contributing to Documents. So that is a DocuSign alternative, open source alternative, I think. So they are a company like we use to digitally sign our documents and send it over to someone, and they sign it, and then it is sent over to something like this. So when I was contributing to that project, I had the same problem. I was not able to get the issues assigned. The simpler ones were already fixed or were already assigned to lots of people, or there was very complex ones that were just going over my head. I was not able to make any sense of it. So that time this like thing popped up to my mind. Why not I just use the product? So I started using it. I started just for the sake of dummy like experience. So I processed some documents and I started like doing my signatures, and on the other hand I was doing my own signature, so with two of my emails. So thanks for that creativity, by the way. So what happened was, when I was doing this flow, and when I was signing in from my other email, so what I found is there was one page that was not rendering, and that was a passkey page. So there are passkeys page, and whenever someone used to click on them, ideally they should open and ask for the passkeys and then let go the users. But it was not happening. And when I checked on that issue tab, there was no issue like that, and I hit the jackpot. So I worked on that, and it took me more than 24 hours. That time I was not using cursor or anything. So it took me, I manually dig down into the code base and found out that there is a missing like back tick, whatever we call it. So, and because of that, the page was breaking, and no one even cared about that, whether it's breaking or not. So I fixed it, and I also created an issue and then raised a PR. So not only that PR, like my first issue got merged, but also I got the appreciation from the maintainer as well, and it works really best. It is a very great long-term solution of this problem. You will never run out of work. You will always have a lot of things to work on. On the other hand, other people will be just mad at that table, that issues table, and they will be always asking the questions that why am I not able to get the work. So again, it's not about competition, but it is about being smart and doing this long term. You cannot if you really have to be a great engineer that the maintainer or the CTO or CEO of that company look at and think that this guy is the real MVP and this guy is the one that will be a great asset for their company, then you gotta do it. There is no shortcuts. So, and when you do this, when you put your legs in the what we call it, so whatever, forget it. So whenever you are in the shoes of the user, I would say, hope it's correct right now. So when you are in that scenario, when you are the engineer is the actual user, then you will be able to come up with such genuine and creative ideas that will, I don't think so, that will not impress anyone. They will definitely impress people, maintainers or CTOs or anyone. So do this. And again, if you face any problem, then do comment and I will be there to help you. So bye, take care, and happy Makar Sankranti.